Hello and welcome to Codec Call, ZTargeting's gaming podcast. I'm Luke. Tonight I'm joined by Dakota. What's going on?
Nothing.
Nice. And Buck. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, boys? What's going on?
Just kicking it. All right, got two questions for you guys. First up, what you drinking?
Alright, so I got a special beer today for Luke.
Oh,
It's a milk stout nitro by Left Hand Brewing Company. Sound familiar? Better. Anyways, though, it's the label. It's pretty nice. I don't think there's any hieroglyphics, written on this thing, or Chinese dragon scrolls.
Oh, jeez, not this again. All right.
just a
but-
normal label. Just a normal label.
It's a normal label, but it's a milk stout nitro. It says America's Stout. I don't think that's exactly accurate, but we'll see.
Buck, what about you?
I am drinking. I finally got my hands on this Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale, and it is fantastic. Everybody's reviews, it's high regard. Yeah, it lived up to it, and it is fantastic.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
It's like that's by far and away my favorite pumpkin ale on the market.
It's very good.
Delicious.
So Dakota, just want to give a
Luke?
shout out to Left Hand Brewing Company. I've become a pretty big fan of their stuff lately, so it's good
You get
shit.
sponsored? Is that possible?
Maybe.
They do that?
We'll have to look into that. Left Hand Brewing Company. Enjoy their beers.
I think that if we just keep people that were sponsored, they'll eventually give us a sponsorship.
Yeah, if you
Right.
believe
That's-
hard enough, it just kind of becomes true at some point, right?
We're now sponsored by Left Hand Brewing Company.
Wow. Okay, no.
Asterisk, not actually sponsored.
Please.
But but
Definitely happening.
tonight I'm drinking a Sierra Nevada Celebration IPA, which is their Christmas beer. I was aware of Sierra Nevada for a long time. I think their pale ale is a pretty big IPA in the casual normal beer world. But I've been checking out some of their other random things. They do a lot of cool IPA stuff, so I've been digging a lot of their stuff. But join the Christmas Celebration Ale or IPA. Sorry, apologize.
You went seasonal?
Yeah. Well,
Kind of, sort of.
is Christmas seasonal now? Is it
Besides
Christmas?
the fact that it's not that actual season, okay, but you still went with the seasonal beer.
Okay, so
He's still a rebel.
Halloween is over. So is the next seasonal beer Christmas? Because they don't make Thanksgiving turkey beers.
Yeah, they do. They make cran turkey ales.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're now lying.
Oh.
We
Who's
got
lying?
that.
Okay,
No,
semi-season. It's semi-season.
I'm assuming they make a cranberry or something.
Wait, you didn't know? I was going with it.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do. But you know who actually does? Left Hand Brewing Company, our official sponsor of.
Oh my god.
Codec.
Okay.
Please stop. You
Okay.
actually might. No. All right, let's get into it.
My other question is, what you guys been playing?
I finished Gears.
Nice.
So that happened. It took me all of 15 minutes from my save point. Yeah, it was really bad timing. I had no idea either. That's why the ending, I'm not going to talk about it other than the fact that the ending was very lackluster for me because I sat down to play a good hour and a half, 2, maybe even 3 hours of gaming for this game, and it turned out that I literally saved it right before the final cutscene. And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. So I didn't care. It wasn't as good as what I wanted, but I'm being biased because of that. It's definitely a good game, though, through and through. And then I started playing Doom, which I know I'm way late on, but whatever. That's really hard. If you just, put it on the hardest difficulty and just jump in, it's really hard.
It's a
Really?
fast game, man.
It is. But it's good.
That's good, Buck. What about you?
Honestly, I've kind of I've gotten my competitive itch back, so I haven't been playing many, I don't know, classy games, I guess. I played a little bit more Xenoverse, but mostly I've been playing League, Hearthstone, StarCraft. I've kind of just been jumping on everything. I've been in my competitive mode right now, so
Those are the big
I kind
ones.
of just yep, yep.
You didn't really mention Battlefield in that. Did you slow down?
I'm telling, yeah, a little bit because I played a lot, and I was kind of just going to town, and I just I've been neglecting League for a while, and I got in, played a match, and I kind of just lit the fire again in it. So
I really want to play Civ 6,
Oh
but
yeah.
I'm afraid that's gonna happen. I'm
Yeah.
afraid that once that happens, I'm just gonna fall into that wormhole and not
Oh, yeah.
come out for a long time. That's what happened with 5.
That's how it goes.
You get lost in those.
They're so good. Also, I'm broke, so
Well, that'll help.
hopefully.
There's just too much out right now. Lately, I want to give a quick shout out to Dragon Quest Builders and World of Final Fantasy. I've been playing those lately. I think I've talked about them a little bit. They're just nice little hidden gems in the October releases. It's nice that Square Enix actually released them in America. They're kind of smaller games, and they put them out on the Vita as well, in addition to PS4. So they're still supporting the Vita. They're just nice little RPG style games that are kind of a. I've just been getting a break from all these other big releases coming out. But the main thing I've been playing lately is actually A Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
What?
Yeah, I think I made a little challenge for myself, and I think I want to try to play through like every like mainline Zelda game between now and when Breath of the Wild releases. Because I was looking at my Virtual Console like library, and I think I've got every mainline one.
Every one of them, like
So
before Breath of the Wild comes out.
which is 5 months at the earliest, right?
Right.
So it's 2.5 games per month.
Can I tell you that I really feel like this is borderline our MGS weekend, where it's physically impossible.
I want to try it and see how far I go.
I really don't think you can do it. I mean, I hope you can do
I
it.
want to try and see how it goes. But
Because honestly, I have we're going on off. I didn't realize that you were going to say this, so I'm ill prepared. But I actually have the same goal, and I've had the same goal for a while. And let me tell you, I'm failing miserably. And I'm not playing. Are you playing them in order, like chronological?
yeah. So I'm probably gonna skip 1 and 2 just because whatever.
Well, then you, whatever.
Well, if I gotta
I
if I gotta
understand.
squeeze them in before I can do that.
I understand why, but my only thing, I'm just letting you know, it's hard. I have Skyward Sword finished. It's because I have all of them or remakes. Like for instance, I have Link Between Worlds, so I'm not really too concerned with Link to the Past because I have that.
That's not.
But whatever.
That's not that's a totally different. They're two totally different games, bro.
They're essentially a remake.
No.
It is.
They're totally
essentially.
different.
I mean, yes, but
'Cause
they're essentially.
Between Worlds, you
Essentially.
can do the dungeons in any order. It totally changes up the gameplay.
It does, but it's essentially, like I said,
No.
essentially.
You got to
But
do them
just,
both, man.
The first, you know what? I will be the judge of my own challenge. Okay, so you
Well,
may
have you
be
have
onto
you
something,
have you
but
played them both like separately? Because if not,
yes,
you're
I
missing
have
out. Okay.
actually. No, I've definitely played Link to the Past. Why would I not? But that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know. I would just. The point is that you have a long road ahead of you, and
5
You
months
really
is a
should
long
just-
time, and it's not even confirmed for a March launch, so it could be later.
but whenever you're working so much, it's hard. Just letting you know.
We'll get into this later, but this was
Just keep us updated.
This was an on weekend. Next weekend will be an off weekend, so I will have way more free time because I will be off. This is an on weekend. Flip flops.
Okay, so really the whole point of this is that from now on in this podcast, we are going to have a Zelda challenge update, and you better have something new every week.
I've been trying to smash as much Link to the Past as I can over the last few days. So it's been like 3 solid days, so I can make it 5 months.
Have you beat Skyward Sword?
No, I downloaded that on the Wii U, so that's going to be a whole new one. I never played on the Wii.
have fun. That one, okay, it's a really good game, but I'm letting you know right now, like, make sure you have a lot of time saved up for that one, because that's going to take forever, because it's so tedious and so bad control-wise. I'm
That's
just
good.
giving you a heads up. I'm sorry I had to jump in on this and just, like, kind of
I figured
just
you
rain
would.
on I'm not that much of an ass. That's
No,
not
I
the
mean,
point.
I figured it would be conversation.
It's a good conversation. I would love to go more in depth, but I know what our script is for this episode, and we are already off of it. So
So what's next?
next,
So
all right. So it's a good thing that you brought up the link to the past and stuff, because actually that doesn't really flow into here. So it's a good thing that you brought up the original Zelda,
Yeah.
because that fits into the next topic that we have, which is the NES Classic, and how there are no pre-orders and it's pretty much going to be impossible to find.
most
How
likely,
do you-
which they haven't said. They haven't said anything about production numbers or whatever. But if you can't pre-order it, I bet this thing's gonna be sold out like instantly.
There's a Target distributor who said, I don't know who it was or what, anything like that, but somebody did say from Target, said that they're going to average 6 per store.
Yeah, I heard that
That's
too.
it.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
6 in a
insane.
store. How do they? Wow.
I
Wow.
I don't know what to say about this.
A lot of people are gonna be upset because we were talking about a little bit. A lot of the normals are excited about this. I see people on Facebook that don't care about gaming at all reposting and saying, "Oh, this is coming out. This is really cool." Blah blah blah. I was surprised by the reaction. It's good to see that, but I think it's going to be really hard to get. I think a lot of people are going to be upset, and that sucks because the early reviews have been saying it's like it's the best way to emulate and replay these old games in high quality, on your HDTV and stuff. So hopefully they make more at some point. We'll see. Nintendo always likes to do screwy shit like this, though.
They just are they're very bad with production. Like, very bad.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like Fire Emblem. They never make a high amount of number of physical copies of those games ever since it first released in America, and that's such an amazing series. And it's got a huge fan base. Like, how many characters from Fire Emblem? That's a beautiful looking stout, my friend.
It is. I mean, it's not the right cup, but whatever.
How many Fire Emblem characters were in Brawl? Or I'm sorry, Smash 4. It was like half the cast, and they can't produce enough of the damn games to sell to people. It's like I wanted to go back and get the GameCube and Wii ones, and they're like $100 for the Wii one and $250 for the GameCube one. It's like, holy shit! Make more of this shit. But anyway,
They're Nintendo's just not very. I think that's where people are always gonna have their opinions, obviously, and say like, "Oh, it's their games" or something like that. Actually, nobody better say it's their games. It's not the point.
that's how they keep people hungry. Is you got to give a little bit of pain with the pleasure.
I guess that's true. I don't know. Just 6. That's what I don't. Whatever.
Yeah, the NES Classic is gonna be nasty in terms of supply.
Do you think they'll do an SNES Classic?
I hope so. We touched on this obviously in our Nintendo bonus episode. NES is amazing.
We did?
Well, I mean, we touched on the comparison between NES and Super NES.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think NES is awesome, but the Super NES takes those original ideas and puts them into a level that's, I think, way more playable. So if they make an SNES Classic, that I would be 100% super hype train amped for.
What if they said that there'll be an SNES Classic, but each store is only getting 3?
I'm going to have to knock some people over in the store when it comes out or something. I don't know.
All right.
Or just buy it on eBay.
Are you picking up the NES Classic?
Probably not. It's if it's available, if it's there in front of me, I might. But if I got to put in work, nah. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome that they're doing this. Just 'cause it's something that Nintendo usually doesn't, and it seems like like we've seen a Genesis, remakes where they put 30 games on it, whatever. It seems like they do that kind of concept on a higher quality, preserving the games, plays very well on HDTV, stuff like that. So I think they're doing it very well. If it's an effort to try to find one, I'm probably gonna pass. But it's really cool.
Bug.
Yeah, I'll end up picking one up because that's just what I do.
It's gonna be your impulse buy.
I'll just be walking in the store. Oh, Joe, give me it. Yeah, I'll get one. Yeah.
I don't know. With me, as I've said before on this podcast, like I have a decent amount, not all 30, but I have a decent amount of the games already and the original cartridge, and I have the Retron that plays them. So there's really no point for me to have it. But at the same time, why would I not if it's there in front of me, like you said?
Yeah.
Like, if I don't have to put in the work, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. And if I had $60 in my pocket at that time, which from the way things go, nope, probably not.
Like we were talking about Zelda, I have most of these retro games like on Virtual Console or whatever that I want to play, but the thing does look really cool, and I'm not gonna lie, stuff looking cool goes a long way. So especially when it comes to impulse buys. So I'm not planning on it right now, but it might end up happening. I don't know.
So the little, I don't know what you want to call that, but the little hood thing that you open up and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Does that actually open up on that?
I have no idea.
That'd be awesome if it did. I don't think it does though, but that's fine. Any other opinions on the
Next
classic? Yeah, I would wait that.
All right. So one of the best received games this year was Overwatch, and they are updating it with some new updates, like a new character.
They're updating it with new updates.
New content, I mean. A new content experience. It's called Sombra, and she's been described to me as a Latina hacker.
We really should just let Bugman take this one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, so BlizzCon's going down. So you all know the crazy news that Blizzard puts out. I always wait for it, but yeah, Sombra was a big one. They released her character cinematic, which are pretty epic if you want to go watch any of the characters' cinematics, like Blizzard always does. Fantastic. But yeah, it shows her working with, the two baddies, Reaper, Widowmaker, and yeah, I guess she grew up as like some like orphaned kid, learned how to hack people, get power through, blackmailing people, la-di-da, but her abilities look pretty fun, possibly game-breaking. She's definitely going to need a lot of tweaking because, I mean, her ultimate shuts off everybody's shield. I mean, if you're running around, Reinhardt's got his shield up, and now, your whole team's just sitting behind a big dude with nothing in front of him anymore. And nobody's got their body shields. She can go, she can hack health packs to where they don't give anything. I don't know if they damage. But, yeah, so, some guy's got 10 HP. He's running, and then he just hits this hacked health pack. So I think she'll be super impactful. Definitely fun to play, just screwing with people, watching them try to, go heal up and just be disappointed. So she'll definitely be fun to play. Cool character. The feel and the I guess the background they gave her is pretty cool too. I like it.
Did you see the the website hack thing that they did? Like, in order to show her off, they like hacked their website and they she put out a word thing. I'm looking at it right now, and I actually never saw this, and so I didn't know if you did. No.
Quite
okay.
no.
I thought it would be a good talking subject, but I guess not. No, like apparently they hacked a website and it says November 1st attack, and she hacked Dorado. What I don't know, point is that I think that's kind of a really cool marketing ploy. I'm looking at it now just because I had no idea what you were talking about, really.
Right.
But she actually does look pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she looks cool.
It sounds like kind of the fun stuff you can do like with a spy in Team Fortress 2.
Right.
Just screwing with
Yeah.
people.
Dude, I hated the spy. God, you know what? No,
Oh
I
God,
don't
let's
like
not
her
start
anymore.
talking about Team Fortress. That
Dude,
will be
the spy was
almost-
horrible. He comes up behind you and just.
He's got his little, cigarette holder out, like.
Yeah.
You know the thing that really made me mad about that whole thing was that whenever he stabbed you in the back, like you went flying across the map. It was like, man, you gotta just show this off that much, and then it would do like the kill cam thing, and it would show him just being like, and run around. God, I love that game so much, but I hated the spy. I tried to play as a spy once. It didn't work out for me.
Yeah, but hopefully she's not over tweaked, and then just useless. So.
So you're a real. You really like Overwatch? I take it. I know we've talked about it before, but I don't think I ever asked like your straight opinion.
Yeah, that game before its release was in beta, obviously, right? Hello?
Right.
But its beta was so far in advance. And, they do the whole thing. They only give it to streamers, and I just got to sit here and watch the same guy that gets to play all the Blizzard games 6 months in advance. And I just remember I would watch, things about that every day. I was so ready for that game to come out. And yeah, it plays so good. It's smooth, even with all the crazy stuff happening in it. They got some really deep like character development. I mean, all their background is just crazy set up to it intertwines with different characters that you already know before. And it's super cool to see like this whole massive story come together. Right now, there's like a video with everybody's cinematic all together, and it's an hour long already.
Jesus.
And yeah,
But
these-
I know I know their cinematics are actually pretty awesome though.
oh yeah, for any game, you go look at
Yeah.
Diablo's, it's ridiculous.
I think Overwatch
So,
was especially good though, because like whenever they revealed that game, it like looked like a Pixar movie, or like a trailer for a
Yeah.
Pixar movie. It was just such great characters and like
Ugh.
just so like lively and out there.
Yeah, I love that game. So she looks fun. Hopefully she's not broken, and then hopefully she's not nerfed into the dirt and useless. So hey.
Somewhere in the middle.
I know I'm going off the script again, but anything else like important that you noticed from BlizzCon?
Oh, I mean, a massive one for me that I wasn't gonna talk about too much because I didn't want to go on a rampage for Blizzard games, which I could
Rampage.
very easily do. But just other massive news. I mean, it is really big news for people who are a huge fan of Diablo 2, which is a lot of people, because D3 wasn't living up as much as it didn't feel like what you wanted from a Diablo. Because 2 was just so like it felt so hardcore. Like the builds for it were so in depth. There was no easy mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you knew all these numbers, all these crazy builds.
Just say
Yeah.
it wasn't 2. 3
What?
wasn't 2.
Right? It just wasn't, man. But
I had a ton of
huge
fun with that
news.
game playing co-op though. I'm not gonna lie.
it is fun. It's fun for co-op because 2 was a little sloppy. Like it was kind of hard to get in each other's stuff, and then they would lag out a lot because there was so much happening. But yeah, one of my favorite. I mean, damn near the only character I played, and I had like 10 characters of him, 10 like different builds, and the Necromancer is coming to D3, and I am so ready for it because when I loaded up D3, I saw the Witch Doctor was like the closest thing I was probably gonna get to it. Played a Witch Doctor, didn't play or feel really anything at all like the Necro, and I'm excited it's the one they picked. I mean, they had the Druid, Amazon. They could have picked all this different thing, but they picked my favorite. So I'm ready to get some skeleton armies up Just start decimating stuff, man.
And aren't they remaking all of Diablo 1 in Diablo 3 or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I I just talked to my buddy about that today, and apparently that is what is happening. Because I was a little confused on the wordage at first,
Yeah.
but yeah, apparently that's what's happening, which is crazy cool. That's gonna be nuts, especially in this year. It's gonna look amazing.
Yeah. It's weird. Do you think it'll be like a mod, or they'll, because are they gonna release it as a full game, or it just seems like a weird thing to do. Specifically doing it like in another game.
I feel like it'll be almost what I feel like, because what Blizzard does is they do those like throwback events a lot. Well, they'll release them for X amount of time, like they're doing in World of Warcraft right now. They're doing like a throwback to Karazhan, which is like an old raid in World of Warcraft. And I almost feel like that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like a patch where you can go back, see what it's like on the new thing. Maybe I mean, I feel like it'll stay around though, because that sounds like a lot of work to do. But I have no idea how that's working right now. Because there's a bunch of opinions flopping around, and the wordage was super weird on it, so.
Guess we'll see.
Let's see. Yep.
All right, so next up, we got the PlayStation 4 Pro releasing here soon, and they've come out with the confirmed list of launch day games that are compatible. You guys are going to be picking one of these bad boys up?
No.
No.
I actually just got into, it wasn't an argument, but one guy was like, so do you think that I should get the PlayStation Pro? I was like, do you have a 4K TV? He said, no, but I'm thinking about buying one. I was like, well, first of all, don't buy one. And second of all, don't get a PlayStation Pro. Because you can just get a Slim and be fine. He was just like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy a 4K TV. I was like, well, there's no point in buying a 4K TV, like, at all right now. Unless you get
2 channels? Like,
yeah, dude. It really, the thing, though, I want to point out, and I don't know if anybody else noticed. Is anybody else looking at the list? Any one of you two looking at the list?
Yeah.
You are? Did you notice that it says Until Dawn, and then it says Rush of Blood? The DLC for the game. Not the actual game. Not the full main game. It's just the DLC for that game.
Well, that's the VR one. So they may have worked on it to improve the VR capabilities, because PS4 Pro, they're saying it improves VR stuff. So that might be why.
It might be why, but it's still dumb. Whatever. The other thing, I mean, but I do want to highlight a couple of them because, like, I mean, Call of Duty, whatever. But Dishonored 2, that would be badass, actually. But look at this, Firewatch. Dude, that's going to look so pretty. I can't wait. But I also already played on PC, so I don't care. Hitman, Infamous. Infamous, I heard. I was reading an article, and they said that Infamous Second Son is the one that shows off the 4Ks the best. And that included Shadow of Mordor and The Last of Us. And he said that they were saying that Infamous Second Son really shows it off the best.
Yeah, because did you play that game?
I think I played the demo.
Okay, because one of the
basically
powers.
the whole game.
Yeah, one of the no, it's not, but one of the powers is like neon based. So I was hearing the same thing, that like when you got HDR, all the neon shit just looks amazing.
Right. No, I was watching it on the PC and it looked really good. Titanfall 2 though. I mean, obviously that would, but I feel like that could look really good. And then Uncharted 4. World of Tanks. That's always a big one.
Sure.
Yep.
If you're one person I know.
Yeah. And then SOCOM 2.
Damn.
That also.
I miss SOCOM games. Wow. Those used to be so.
And by SOCOM, I mean XCOM. I'm sorry. I just saw.
Wow.
COM.
I was about to say, wait, SOCOM too?
Yeah, no, I
Damn,
don't know
they're
why.
digging that out of the grave, man.
That was a real
SOCOM.
big mess up on my part.
Wow,
I do apologize. I just saw COM and I just kept scrolling. I was like, wait, did I really see SOCOM? No.
remastered
Whoops.
from PS2 up to PS4 Pro. No, the list that
Dude,
I'm
that
looking,
would be awesome.
well, they are doing PS2 classics, but the list I'm looking at doesn't list everything or all the exact resolutions and whatever for every game because they probably
Right.
haven't announced that. The stuff that I think is going to be the best, one is Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then two is Neo, which is like the Samurai Dark Souls game, because those are two perfect examples of games doing PS4 Pro right, where if you just have a 1080p TV, it has a higher frame rate, or if you go to 4K, you can do 4K at like 30 frames a second, and it goes both ways, and everybody gets benefit from it. I think a lot of games are focused on the 4K only and don't utilize like higher frame rates on the same resolution, shit like that.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I needed to explain to that guy. He was just like, dude, it'll be 60 frames per second. And the one thing that needs to be made very clear is that it's only 60 frames per second if the
game gets bad.
developer
Yeah.
want it to be. Yes, if they don't develop it to be that, it's not going to do it. So he was talking about Uncharted and being 60 frames per second. I was like, dude, it may, but if they don't want it to be, it's just not going to be. It's going to look exactly the same.
And I think they're trying to position this as not just a little bit more powerful, but like it's doing 4K. It's its own thing, and I think that's what a lot of people are focusing on. So, and the reason I'm not jumping to buy a 4K TV right now is because there's 4K TVs, but there's also HDR like color technology.
Right.
And that's measured in, I forget what it's measured in, but like the more affordable 4K TVs right now have really not so great HDR color capability. And the really good stuff that apparently like looks insane is really expensive, but probably within the next couple of years is going to get less expensive. And that's what people online have been saying, or a lot of like tech blogs and whatever is like, wait for the really great HDR stuff, and you're going to really be blown away.
I mean, as somebody with a 4K TV, I don't. Unless I hate to say this, it's gonna kill me on the inside, but unless GameStop says trade in your PlayStation 4 and get $200 off or something like that, or something ridiculous, that's the only way I'm buying one of these. Because I don't.
GameStop, bro.
I did stop going to GameStop. The problem is that if I can trade in things, it's worth it. That's the only reason why anybody goes back is because they actually accept trade-ins.
No.
Anyways, though, but I have noticed. What?
You support GameStop, damn it.
No.
Don't let them get Blockbuster, dude.
Eh.
There's too much childhood in those places.
But the one that I did, Luke, I'm surprised that you didn't bring up Res Infinite on here, though.
Oh yeah. Res Infinite will be awesome. Thumper is on there for VR.
Thumper's dope.
The Witness. Dude, have we even talked about The Witness at all? Have you guys played The Witness ever?
Negative, because I'm not big into puzzle games.
So that game is freaking amazing. So
All
playing
right,
that.
so back on to things that
Yeah.
matter. Yeah, so Paragon is on here, which is
You
actually pretty
fucking
impressive.
cut off The Witness to talk about Paragon. Get the fuck out.
Paragon will probably lag like ass.
I mean, it probably will, but I'm sure it'll look pretty good.
It's probably terrible to play on a controller.
Oh,
It actually is because I tested it out, and it's terrible on a controller. It's way
Alright.
too fast paced to play on a controller. Anyway,
MOBAs aren't going to work on consoles.
I was just saying.
hell
it
no.
was good. Knack, dude, Knack's
fuck
on
Knack.
here. I didn't even.
The
realize-
Witness,
Dude.
native 4K.
Ooh.
Okay, I got you beat. NBA 2K17. You're
Now
welcome.
we're cooking, dude.
Dude, I'm Ratchet and Clank.
Ooh,
That'll
that's
look
dope.
amazing.
Damn.
That's dope.
I think that's literally it.
Yeah.
Viking Squad.
Nice.
Never even heard of it, really. But back to this World of Tanks.
Ugh.
Anyways,
Oh,
so that's
okay.
really about it.
My verdict is I don't want to get a 4K TV until the better HDR stuff is more affordable, and I don't want to get a PS4 Pro until there's actually games. You know, there's a decent amount of games that I have that support it. It's just going to take time for both those things.
Wait, where are you looking at this list, dude?
IGN.
Okay, that's not the official list because
Okay.
I am on the official list.
All right. Anyway,
I actually
The
don't know.
Witness, native 4K, maybe the best game of 2016.
oh my God.
Absolutely not.
Anyway,
Oh,
You could be high as balls right now. No,
and you
there's
never
no way.
know.
You're right, but there's no Smite, dude.
MOBAs don't work on
another console
consoles.
MOBA.
Oh my god,
I
dude,
played it on an Xbox. It's
I'm just
horrible.
saying the way that they would look. I'm sure that they would look decent. They look pretty good.
Ooh, that's cool. That's nice.
Oh
I don't
my
give a
God.
shit how it looks. If it plays like garbage, I ain't playing it.
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyways, next.
All right.
Yeah.
So, recently in Montreal, a local was boarding their municipal transportation, public transportation, and observed somebody working on a laptop, and that laptop had a presentation titled "Shadow of the Tomb Raider," and then a photo ended up on Reddit. So this apparently isn't the first time a Subway has leaked a game. I believe people are saying it was Assassin's Creed 4. Somebody was working on a plane or something, and that's how the game got revealed.
Which one was Assassin's Creed 4? Was that Black Flag?
Yeah, the pirate one.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
the one where you went somewhere, killed the guy, went somewhere else, and killed the guy. Anyway,
Oh, that one.
So the first one. All right. Next.
That's kind of funny how it leaked. If this is real, hopefully that person doesn't get fired too much for
No,
leaking their
hopefully
game,
too
they
much.
get fired.
Too much.
Which
You're
they-
fired a little bit, bud.
which they probably will be. Oops.
Yep.
I'm pretty hyped. I was looking forward to the next Tomb Raider. I think the series has been amping back up after they rebooted it, so it's obvious that they're going to be working on something. I thought the reboot was really great. Rise of the Tomb Raider was really great. It came out a few months before Uncharted 4. So Uncharted 4 is like spectacular, amazing. So it's going to pale in comparison to that, but Rise of the Tomb Raider did a lot of other great things in its own way. So it's definitely worth a shot if you're into single player action adventure exploring type games. So this is the next one, hopefully, and I think it's got a good lineage. Looking forward to that for sure.
So what do you think the percentage is of some random person making a PowerPoint, putting Shadow of the Tomb Raider in this PowerPoint as the main header, I might add, and just sitting on the subway waiting for somebody to take a picture of them and also putting it on Reddit?
30%. See, but the thing is, it's Tomb Raider. If it was something more spectacular, I could see somebody putting in the effort and doing that. If it was Half-Life
And I
3
agree with you.
or like whatever,
Oh, we
Yeah.
had that exact conversation.
I-
Me and
yeah.
Dakota did. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna put Half-Life 3 on my computer. We're gonna sit on the subway."
The problem is that honestly, if somebody took, we really dissected this thing, and if we did that, the internet would break, is what we figured, and that would not be good for anybody really.
yeah, the entire
So,
human race is relying on the internet. We can't bring
Speaking
down.
of
Anyway,
That's a guarantee.
did you
Anyway.
ever, Luke? Did you hear about this documentary that they made about Half-Life 3? It was entitled like Half-Life 3, the documentary on why the game
No
was never
way.
going to be made.
weren't
you
you
ever hear
weren't you
about this?
saying that there was a poster at some convention for
Yeah,
that? Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
did I say that on
We
the
were
last
talking. We were talking
podcast?
about that on the podcast, I believe.
Dang it!
No, I never saw anything about that. Which that'd be cool to
Oh,
watch.
darn it!
Actually, it'd be very
Yeah.
sad. I would probably cry because Valve is just a shell of what they used to be. Anyway,
No.
anyway.
Watch your mouth.
Anyways, speaking of Valve, so I realized in our script that we skipped the main topic here, and I don't have much to say about Tomb Raider except for the fact that there's a good chance it may be fake. So, anyways, Valve with Steam, they stopped doing the bull shots, whatever it's called, meaning that they no longer are allowing developers or games to have pictures up that are not from the actual game, i.e. No Man's Sky.
Well,
Yeah, it's always
Is
it's
that what
always
they're
rough.
preventing? Because what No Man's
Yeah,
Sky pre-release pictures had like planets that don't exist or whatever, or monsters that don't
they had
exist.
planets. They had like they had concept art in there and stuff. Like whenever you're scrolling through and looking at screenshots, they if you have any fake content that is not actually in the game at all, you cannot release the game on Steam
Or
at
is,
all.
or is
They
this to
have.
is this to prevent games that the screenshots look way better than it actually looks?
Yeah, well, it's both. It's
Okay.
that you can't lie about it, and like the pictures, the screenshots that they have to be from the game. You can like take them and position them a certain way, blah 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 blah, the camera, whatever, but it has to be from the game, within the game.
Hmm.
Which,
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
I think it's good
go ahead.
because people have been disappointed by games getting either over. I'm trying to find a good word. I remember Call of Duty 2, whenever that came out for the 360 at the launch, they had a commercial that was all CG, but they made it look like it was in the actual game. And I remember a lot of people, like our friend group or people at school, were pissed off because the game looked nothing like that, but the commercial was made to look like a first-person shooter. So I think that's kind of bullshit to sell people on that. And
Do you remember crap? It was PlayStation. Sony, they did
Killzone
Dang
2?
it. Yes, that one where they
Because
were like, no,
yeah,
this is in game. This is in game.
absolutely
No, it
not in
doesn't.
game. So shit like that it's just false advertising. And
Right.
even games that aren't as blatant as using CG and claiming it's gameplay, you see stuff get downgraded, and it's just kind of just annoying. So I think it'd be nice to have an accurate representation of what you're actually getting. It's good for the consumer.
The thing that I like about it is that Steam really lately, Steam, Valve in general is as the overarching over it. Anyways, though they've really put their foot down on a lot of like no bad games here, and
Are you sure?
like, yeah, because I don't know if you heard, but there was another developer who is known for having like ridiculously bad reviews. Like bad reviews. Their content, everything. Every single game that they produced on Steam is highly negative in like it's in that category. And they just basically told that company they can no longer put games on Steam anymore. And this just happened. It's only been like a month now that happened. I can't remember what the name of the developer is, but their stuff was just garbage. And Steam was like, "Yeah, you're not doing this anymore." I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they have so many developers that contribute to them. But then they are like, over the last month and a half now, they've been weeding out the ones that just are not fit for it. And I mean, it's kind of
not
like
bad.
no, it's not a bad thing at all. It reminds me of like Nintendo's seal of approval thing. I mean, granted, honestly, their seal of approval didn't do shit, but I mean, like, but Steam is still. I like that they're putting their foot down and really realizing that they have so many people that not all of the content can be that great, but they can try to limit as much as possible.
I think this is awesome because I feel like the Steam store is just a sea of just random worthless
Yes, it
games.
is. It is.
So this,
But then it's also a sea of gems.
Oh, Jim.
no, you have to dig deep to get those gems. You gotta dig.
Yeah, it's just like gold mining, dude. You guys
Yep.
dig deep, dude.
All kinds of dirt and mud and dirty, muddy games.
Stuff.
All
It's
kinds
just
of crap.
stuff.
Euro Truck
Steam is
Simulator, Farming
Steam is
Simulator,
great.
American Truck Simulator.
A lot of people like Farm
I don't know what
Simulator,
you're
right?
complaining about right now because all the simulators on there are amazing. Especially Euro Truck Simulator. So you can shut your mouth right now.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
200 hours in it. So.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know if you're joking or not, but if you are not, that's awesome. And you are actually my hero because of that.
I am joking.
Damn.
Goodbye, hero.
Yeah.
Rip the dream.
It's my old friend.
Anyway, Steam is lovely and the best thing ever. All right, so
No. But okay. Next,
anyways.
Battlefront 2.
What about it?
Yeah. So hold on. Let me pull up the story so I can actually like say everything right about this. Okay, so Star Wars Battlefront 2 is strongly suggested by EA.
It'll come out. It'll be out next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will be too, but I'm not going to say that it's been official because technically it's not, but strongly suggested to be coming out fall of 2017. And as I was telling you guys before the podcast started, they're trying, in my opinion, to pull Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, where like one was just like, okay, you gave this a try, it worked, but barely. And then on the second one, it's just like, you fixed everything, you listened to everybody, congratulations, nice job.
No.
You don't think so? You don't think they'll do
No.
that? They're putting
No.
it. They claimed to be putting in a.
Who claimed that?
Wait, who? Like who? The person or who? The company
The company.
that's putting out the story.
All I'm saying is, I know what EA's behind it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
They're just gonna blow smoke up your ass. Have you pay $120 like I did for another Battlefront because I love Star Wars and I want all the stuff, and then they're not gonna put anything out for ages at a time, and I'm gonna dump a bunch of hours into it and be super upset, I was.
I guarantee they're gonna put single player on this one because I feel like every multiplayer shooter that had no single player, even though I feel like it shouldn't really matter, they ended up not lasting that long.
Right.
But they're definitely going to do another $60 season pass, and it's definitely not going to be worth it.
No,
Right.
And I'm tired of it. I mean, because you look at Battlefield, and I'll put down on that season pass because I know it's going to be worth it. Because in 4, there was like 90 more maps, 1,000,000 more guns, and all this other stuff to do. Is like a new game coming out every single time. That's why I don't understand why they just get lost in the sauce when they put out another game and they don't know what to do with it. I don't know. All I know is I paid a lot of money for Battlefront because I wanted to relive the glory days of 1 and 2, which were the best games ever created. And it was not that great. I mean, it was a good... They were good. There just wasn't enough. It was not enough. I don't know. I played a lot of it, though. Trust me. I put some serious hours into that.
I mean, I don't know. I think that with 2, they can right the ship. I mean, I don't think it can be amazing
It'll
because
come
it's
out
EA.
and people will buy it. Those two things are guaranteed.
People will buy it because of the first 2 words in that Star Wars.
I'll buy it again.
Yeah.
Even though I had talked about how much hatred I had. I'll buy it, and I'll probably buy the season pass again.
It's really annoying. I'm not a Star Wars fan, so that's the only reason why I can say this. And I have my same vices, but it's crazy to think that Star Wars can still just put their name on a random box of junk and it will sell like hotcakes
Because it's one of the biggest franchises of all time.
It's
and
massive.
it's ridiculous, and I don't understand why. Because I'm
Because
not
it's
part of that.
fantastic.
Episodes
Okay,
4
anyway.
through 7 are really good.
Dude, I remember when we had to go see the whichever
We saw
episode it
episode
was.
3 with school. In 8th grade.
Yes. And I was, because we all saw it, like all of us friends, we saw it for you because you were the only one that actually cared. And we were like, you know what, we don't care. It was between that and Kicking and Screaming. I saw Kicking and Screaming, made a poor decision that year of school, by the way, because Kicking and Screaming is actually not a bad movie. Much better than that
fantastic
Star
movie.
Wars. Exactly.
Hey, but we're not
Sorry.
going to trash Star Wars right now. We're going to have problems across the board.
Okay, well, I'm not going to bash it. I'm just going to say poor decision. But that's why I'm your friend, Luke.
Sorry
I
to
sat
bring you
through
down.
that thing.
Thank you.
It's fine. You've done it many times.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
just kidding. Calm down.
Um,
Anyways, though.
I'm way more excited for Amy Hennig's Star Wars game developed by Visceral. It's supposed to be like an Uncharted style single player action game. That's
That'll be
coming
nasty.
That's coming in 2018. And then fucking whatever that company is that made Knights of the Old Republic. Who is that?
Knights of the Old Republic.
What's their
was-
name? What's their freaking
BioWare?
name? BioWare. Yeah, those
BioWare.
fucks. They need to make KOTOR 3.
Those.
KOTOR. KOTOR was so good. Oh, man. Those games are so good, man.
That's what I'm saying.
They need to stop putting out garbage like Star Wars Online or whatever the hell they did with that.
Yeah,
the wannabe World of Warcraft, and it was horrible. It played like garbage.
Yeah, that's what they're
Ugh.
making. Getting those
Yuck.
monthly subscriptions. Actually, that might be free to play at this point. The
It
Old
is
Republic.
now. It's been it for a while
So we
too.
need to
Actually,
stop the free to play MMOs and make KOTOR 3.
Yeah.
No. They
Nope.
need to take their time and make KOTOR 3.
Yeah, well, yes.
Because we saw what happened to.
It
But
needs to take a
aren't
long
you?
time.
Are you a fan of Titanfall or no?
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking is because I just realized, mainly because it says it in the article, but Respawn is also making a third-person action-adventure Star Wars game.
Yep. Okay,
So you're not excited about that one?
that I am excited for. Here's the thing. Titanfall 2, I think, is a shooter that has a lot of great ideas. It's got a good single-player campaign that has a lot of great, like, single-player only style gameplay choices. And then it's got great multiplayer, which is, from the folks that did Modern Warfare 1 and 2, but with robots and sci-fi stuff, but it's still very addictive and things. I don't know. Right now, I'm just kind of burnt out on shooters, and I just don't really want to play shooters. But
I agree.
It's a great shooter. I think the only thing that sucks is it seems like people are not buying it, and the player base is going to be very small, and the lifespan is going to be short because of that.
See,
and now because I'm saying that, people are not going to buy it because of that. So it's just a black hole. But it's a good shooter for sure. I think one of the best of the year, in my opinion. So I'm excited to see what they do.
So, okay. I realized I found an article on the internet, right, about this whole Titanfall thing. About, you said not having the player base and stuff, and they said that it depends on, like, what they've noticed is that it depends on the day, like the time of day, because so I don't know if maybe you're playing it at just an odd time, that's why the fan base is not there.
But if you have a lot of people,
It shouldn't matter. I agree.
Worldwide in different time zones, ideally.
Right.
Right. I mean, because I'm still debating between, honestly, right now it's between three games. It's between Battlefield, Titanfall, and Dishonored.
Battlefield. Oh. What? That's different. Yeah. That's a different spot, though. Dishonored is a game of its own.
No, because it's still taking up $60.
You 100% get Dishonored, but then you think about between Battlefield or Titanfall. And then you get Battlefield.
I mean...
Battlefield. I might play some right now.
The point is that... I don't know. But, yeah.
Battlefront 2, it'll be a game, and people will buy it.
Yep, I will. And I'll be angry at myself for it. But I will buy it.
I will not buy it, and I will sit in the back and laugh at everybody that did. Actually, I'm thinking maybe on the day that game launches, I'm going to do the whole, like, go to GameStop and buy, like, games that don't actually apply. You know how everybody is like, yeah, dude, I was standing in line forever behind this one guy, and he just walks up there, and he bought Animal Crossing, dude. It wasn't even the game that we were standing in line for. Like, but it never actually happens. I'm gonna be that.
You gotta go to a midnight launch at midnight and then just buy. Hey man, could I get like a controller and like some like wipes for LCD screens or something?
Yeah, and just take up a bunch of time.
Yeah,
like just
pay with pennies and stuff.
Oh, is that my wrong number for my GameStop card? Okay.
Wait, Is this Assassin's Creed 1? I wanted 2. Oh, wait, did I want 3? Oh, wait, did I want 4?
It's like, why are you guys in line right now?
So what's the difference between the 20th and the third one? Well, there isn't. They're all the same. Oh.
What's the difference between a Wii and a Wii U?
In depth. Tell me. What's the difference between a Wii U and a Switch? Well, they took the controller and cut it in thirds.
And the Switch is going to execute on all the Wii U ideas in an incredibly excellent manner. Anyway, but
I'm so sorry. I just had to.
So I
do
just
it.
realized looking at our script that we made a huge flaw.
what is
So
that?
there was I'm about ready to say it. That was my segue that you just completely mucked up.
Just trying to
Nice
have
try.
conversation.
We talked about our flaws on the. Okay, yeah.
Yes, because this is a huge one and I had to get it in. I was debating between bringing it
Right.
up or not, and it has to be brought up, and you're gonna hear why.
Okay.
So something happened today, and it was this little game called Mass Effect Andromeda dropped a huge
Oh
trailer,
yeah.
and we just decided to ignore that. As Luke goes and scours the internet for the video.
Yeah, I seen that.
So what did you think about it? Because I'm not gonna lie, I just watched it without any sound at all, so I don't know what was said.
Who, me? Are you asking me?
Yes, because
I've-
Luke
I haven't
doesn't even
seen
know
it.
that it happened.
I
Well,
forgot
don't
that
know,
today
man.
was today was N7 day.
Yeah, Mass Effect did.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's who knows.
I
Like,
feel
it's
like,
gonna get all this hype, but it's probably not gonna. If we're being honest, it's probably not gonna amount to anything. I'm sorry.
I worry
Let's
about
just
that
be
game.
real. Like,
The reason I worry about that game is because of Dragon Age Inquisition. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that at first, like getting into that. But then as I played the game, it's built like an MMO, but single player, and it's just MMO fetch quests, and like this like random collecting herbs and turning those in, and oh go here and kill 5 of these monsters, and then come back, and then just do that over and over and over and over again. But you're by yourself, and it's not the massive multiplayer online experience, and it just got boring as hell.
well, they did that little multiplayer in there that was horrid.
Yeah,
Did you ever play the multiplayer in there?
I did not.
You picked a character that wasn't yours, so you had no attachment to him. You're just like, ooh, I'll pick the assassin, and you just do a quick dungeon crawl. And I was like, what? Why would I want to play something that's not mine just to play with people? But anyway, that's besides the point.
But yeah, I hope that they just stick to the roots, you know, of what made the series great. Because like I was so amped for like a fantasy RPG. I just wanted.
Right.
I really dug into Inquisition. I remember there was like one weekend day that I had off, and I dumped like 12 hours into it in one day. And eventually I realized, shit, this is the same fucking thing over and over again.
The first Dragon Age was my favorite, man.
That
As
was
weird
awesome.
as it was, just the total turn-based, like, I loved it.
Just had like real old school mechanics done really well.
Yeah. Oh, good. It was like D&D style. Like, there would be oil on the ground in one corner, so you'd like, oh, it was good, man. It was good.
Just felt like
Are we talking about Dragon Age or Mass Effect?
well, anyway,
Dragon Age, sorry, but
the
I mean-
turn that took has me worried for what they're gonna do with this one. 'Cause
Right.
It's supposed to come out pretty soon, and they haven't. Well, I unfortunately I didn't see any of this N7 day stuff yet because I worked today. But they didn't show. I feel like they didn't show a whole lot of Dragon Age Inquisition, and it wasn't exactly what people expected. And if that's the case here, I don't know. It just worries me that the same deal is going to happen again, and I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, everybody's going to be like, Mass Effect 1 and 2, yeah. And then it's going to come out and they're going to be like, what am I playing?
Yeah. I feel like I really think that they're taking. There's a difference between taking your time with something and dragging it through the mud. And I think that at this point, it's dragging it through. Like, to give you an idea, the difference here is like Fallout, for instance. Fallout, we knew Fallout 4 was coming. It took them so long to announce it and stuff like that. They never talked about it. They never said anything about it. And then whenever they were like, oh, by the way, this game, and then it was Fallout 4 and stuff, they're like, by the way, it's being released in November. And it's like, what? Like, that's in a couple months. But see, in Mass Effect, they're doing like, oh, by the way, this game will be coming eventually. Don't worry about it. And it's been so long now, and they just keep hinting at it, but they don't do anything about it. I mean, wasn't it supposed to come out this year? And now it's slated for Q1 2017?
Yep, and
Like,
it's kind of had a weird life cycle. Too many developers these days, or publishers, whoever, reveal a game way too early. It's like this game was announced at an E3 at an EA conference with just like a concept art trailer or some shit like that.
right.
And it's like the next year they had like a short CG thing which doesn't actually show the game, and it doesn't prove that there's something there that is gonna actually exist. So they just haven't been showing much, and it's like, don't show it until you got something that people actually want to see.
They just try to get a hype train going super early
Yeah.
to keep everyone on board, just like what The Division did. Released videos 3 years before it even thought about being made.
Yep.
And blah, 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 blah.
And people are just gonna forget about it by the time it's actually releasing, because
I mean-
gaming is just so what's in the now. If you really reveal something 3 years early, whenever you're releasing, something else is gonna be the hot topic. But
Right.
anyway, that's
The one positive that I can see about this is bringing it back up. Mass Effect is made by BioWare, who, I mean, like I just got done saying, as long as they take their time, they do good, and they're
Yep.
really, really taking their time with this one. So that could be a plus.
They have good
Hopefully.
stories. Their stories
Yeah.
are good. Really
Yeah,
good.
their stories are amazing. I mean, like, I hate to admit it, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I fell in love with KOTOR. I really did. KOTOR 2, though, not so much. I mean, it was good at the beginning, but then you just knew that they rushed it towards the end.
KOTOR 2 was Obsidian Entertainment, different developer for the record.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Good God. Just call me out next time. No.
I didn't think of that until just then.
You're right. But the point is that they rushed it at the end to make the holiday release or whatever. They really wanted to fit it in there, and it suffered because of that. They didn't take their time. And
I think.
don't know.
Just a quick side note: Obsidian did KOTOR 2, and then Obsidian also did Fallout New Vegas. And I think they were constrained by the publishers on those cases. Like, we got to get out by this certain time. Like, no exception. Do whatever you got to do. And I think both those games suffered for similar reasons. But
See, it's
that's
funny that you
separate.
say that, though, because there's, like, a huge argument between Fallout 3 or New Vegas on
Yeah.
who likes what more.
Yeah.
And
New
it's really
Vegas was good, man.
no.
I like it.
I mean, it was good.
No.
It just wasn't 3.
Okay.
Luke.
We gotta. We'll talk about this some other time because this is
We'll
a
have a
huge
Bethesda
rabbit
day.
hole.
We'll have a
Yeah,
Bethesda.
I'm fine with a Bethesda day. I'm fine
I
with
can go on for 5 hours about Bethesda day.
because
So we'll do that. We'll do
all
that.
Yeah,
we
I
won't
like
get
that.
into it. We'll harbor our angers in.
Well, yeah. Hashtag Fallout 3 is better. Go ahead.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's to be
It was a
decided.
good game. I'm not saying anything's better, but New Vegas was not bad.
No, I agree
Great.
with you. Fine then. If that's what you're saying, I agree with you. It was great. It was a very yeah. It was.
We'll get into this on the
okay.
Bethesda
It
bonus.
was
Yeah,
not
well-
great. It was a
Alright.
very good game.
We'll get into this on
Next.
the Bethesda bonus episode.
All right, so I think we're on to the lesser known. Let's hear it.
Now that you
Ooh,
mention
lesser-
it,
Play that jingle.
Get him going.
baby.
Take your time.
Dakota, I know you're drinking one of those nice, thick stouts, deep and rich and beautiful. Is it lesser known? Is that a lesser known stout? I think so. I think it's going to lead us into talk about one of these lesser known games. So, Buck, what is your lesser known you like to talk about?
The lesser known I would love to talk about is Hand of Fate. This game, so I had no idea what this game was at all. I logged into Xbox, and I saw what's free for gold. I like to just grab them all, play them at my leisure, whatever. They're free. I'm going to
Yeah.
take them. But this was one, and I was sitting there one day, I was like, man, let me see what this Hand of Fate is. I like card games a lot, and I see Hand of Fate, I was like, okay, card game, here we go. And I jump into it. Awesome game. You got this guy, he's dealing you these cards. He's got his own like trap cards and board cards, and you move your player through these board cards. You can, make decisions every couple of steps, like some Oregon Trail kind of decisions. Like you see a sword in a deep ravine or something. Do you decide to go for it? You could go for it, get a beast weapon, or lose some of your health. And what's really cool is sometimes you'll land on like these combat cards and you'll load in there and you'll be fighting like 4 of these skeletons while you're running through this quick dungeon real quick. And then it'll clear that card and you'll keep going on your adventure. And it's like a super cool mix because you make your own deck, like your armor, your weapon cards, any spells, any buffs. And I thought it was a real cool game because it also took skill when you got to those combat levels. So you had to, know how to make a good deck, know how to, actually play a combat game. And it took a lot of strategy to think, could I go for that risk decision, or do I not have enough health to make it? But that game is definitely, it was a fantastic game. I think right now, I don't know how much it is right now. It's probably like $10, $15, but it'd definitely be worth. I would have bought it had I known what it was like. But great game.
Very
Did
cool.
you play this, Luke?
No, I'm a complete noob to this. Completely
I am
oblivious.
too. This may be our
The least
lesser-
known.
our least known of the
least
lesser known.
man. I suggest y'all. I mean, at least like watch a video of how it plays. It's real, like it's super original, and it was a pretty big deal to see that come out of some super unknown, free to play Xbox game.
I mean,
And,
I'm looking at like screenshots of it right now, and I remember like a lot of people talking about it. Like that's probably the wrong thing to say for the lesser known. I mean that I heard a lot of people mention it very briefly.
Right.
If that's what I mean. I just remember they talked about it on like IGN and G4 and stuff like that, but that it was just like, oh yeah, there's this game, it's called Hand of Fate, and then there's this other stuff going on. Like that's literally all that was said. But so I remember being interested in it, but I never got to the point where I actually played it or got it.
I think it's awesome because it's just never stale. You're either making a decision, which, when you make the decision, it's literally just, do you want to go for it or do you want to just, leave? And so that's a different type of gameplay. Then you have a combat, you have this deck building, so there's no stale bit throughout the whole game. You're always doing some different thing, and I think it's really, really awesome game. So
I'm looking at stuff too. It looks pretty slick.
it's awesome, man. It's awesome. And you'll get like newer buff cards when you beat like basically the campaign's boss, like throughout that little campaign, because it feels like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of deal. And then you'll get a new card at the end that you can add to your deck.
It's cool. I think card-based video games are an underappreciated genre. Ever since
Definitely.
playing like the Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy, they're an underutilized genre for sure.
Yep.
Talk about a lesser known. Like even for a Pokemon game, that's a much lesser known. By the way, I have it and I played it the other day.
It's a great game.
Oh, I love it. All right, well, that's this week's lesser known. Should we move on to what? Oh yeah. I forgot we have an outro for this.
We gotta have an outro, man. We came in. We gotta
Please
come
don't
out.
make it about my beer.
What? Okay.
No.
We gotta go out like we came in, nice and rich and deep. That was the lesser known. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Enough of that shit.
All right, so
How are the beers,
Luke.
boys? Oh wait, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask you how your beer was.
It was good. It was a good beer.
Really? That's it? That's all you say?
I enjoyed
It's
drinking
good?
it. It's another okay. Like I said, I've been getting into Sierra Nevada, checking out their different types of stuff that they got. So it's another solid Sierra Nevada beer, another solid IPA. I had their beer camp tropical IPA this summer. It was really great. I got a fall pack of theirs as well, so they had some good stuff in there. So I'm excited to check out more of their types of beers. Another solid addition for sure.
Have
about
you
you guys?
had their torpedo?
No, but I saw that at my local grocer, and that is on my to-do list or to drink list.
Yeah. Kind of odd. All right. So my sponsored.
Asterisk,
please,
not
no.
actually sponsored.
Left Hand Brewing Company Milk Stout, now Nitro. It was actually really good. I'm I'm a huge fan of the nitros. I love nitro beers. They're awesome. They're so smooth, and I will say this. I don't know if you noticed the glass I'm drinking out of, but it is not a stout glass. It's not. See,
Dude,
it's
those
just a
are those are
normal
the ones
glass.
that are like round and
It-
shorter, isn't it?
I feel like you just described every cup ever. Actually.
Okay.
It's like I don't know. They kind of have like a bottom, and then they come up, and then they like flow outwards.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm talking about.
Look.
By judging by the hand motion
Yeah.
you just made.
Um, but I don't have one, and I realize that if I'm gonna start drinking nitros a lot more, because actually next week's beer is a nitro as well. So because of that, I should probably get some glasses because this one's not working. But like I said, I love the nitros. They're so smooth. I love them. They're awesome. This was a really good one. I may have to. I'm a little disappointed in the label if I'm honest, but
Well,
I mean, what can you do?
it's the least of your worries. So, funny story actually. You mentioned that you had a left hand beer and wanted to leave it as a
Sponsored.
surprise. Sponsored
Yes.
by Left Hand. So also last time I went shopping, I grabbed. They have one called Wake Up Dead, which is a Russian Imperial Stout. I was afraid that would be the one you got, but this is a different one. It's a Russian Imperial Stout. I don't know what the difference is. It's like 10% alcohol. So
What?
I drank one of those last night and then I promptly went to sleep. And it doesn't taste.
Was that
It
your
tastes-
first time having it?
It tastes pretty strong. Yeah.
And you didn't bring it for the podcast. I'm done with you.
I wanted
But-
something. I wanted something that
No, you're done.
didn't kill me on the
Next.
podcast.
I had, the old Dogfish Head pumpkin ale, and it was definitely fantastic. And the label on it, the graphic is pretty epic, man.
That you know what? This is. I think this is actually the first year that they put some sort of like graphic on it, and I really like the graphic. I had
It's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, isn't it like a pumpkin and with a black background? And am I right?
Well, no, this one, dude, it's got like it's like this Day of the Dead-esque like picture.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's epic, man.
Yeah, that
I'm gonna
one's
save
awesome.
one of these bottles for sure.
Yeah,
looks awesome.
I love I love Dogfish Heads. I don't know if they do it for all of them, but Dogfish Heads tops. Their tops are very
The
I
bottle
don't know.
cap.
Yeah, the bottle cap. It's pretty. It's just different. It's not different like metal or anything like that. I think that it's just like it has an orange goldish tone to it. That it makes it look awesome to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just me.
Just me.
One thing that is cool is since we've been doing this podcast and the trying to get like a new beer or something each podcast, like we all appreciate like the packaging and like the look and shit. It's the label and the bottle
that's
caps and the
only-
gold foil.
That's. Oh, actually, you know what? You're right. That gold foil was the
Oh
shit.
my goodness.
Champagne of beer right there. By the way, can I just give a shout out to our good buddy Nick, who has no idea what he's talking about whenever he says that Miller High Life is the champagne of beers. I clearly
Wow.
said on a viable podcast that it is not. That's done.
That's their
They need to
advertising
stop.
campaign, but I would probably rather drink my own vomit than Miller High Life, to be perfectly honest.
Sounds good.
Okay,
So that's not
that-
champagne.
And right, and there's no gold foil. That's
Luke's
needed
vomit.
to be in champagne. The point is that he has no idea what he's talking about.
Nick, thank you for listening. We appreciate the support.
We do. I really hope he makes it this far into the podcast. That'd be really sad if he does.
nah.
All right.
But anyway.
Yeah. All right. Also, I will say this after you just brought that up about us appreciating like the labels and stuff. I have noticed since we've been doing this podcast that I've realized I know absolutely nothing about beer.
But
Well then,
At that,
we all shall learn and we shall grow.
we should whatever. All right.
I don't know. I love digging into craft beers, different types of beers, because there's just so much shit out there. Because
Me too.
Just people drink. They drink just Bud Light. They drink just Coors. I mean, Coors gets the job done. But like, there's so
Don't
much out
kiss
there.
up.
Anyway, there's so much out there. Like I can't even I can't even drink Bud Light anymore because I'm like, I need something with flavor. I need something that is original. I need something that has a taste to it.
You're out of the high school mindset of just being. I mean, not high school mindset. I mean, college mindset.
The norm.
Of
The
just
normal.
getting drunk. Right. You're out of the mindset of just getting drunk and into the mindset where if I'm gonna get drunk, I'm at least gonna taste it and it's gonna taste decent while I'm doing it, because you now have the money for it.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's good that we all had some good brews and stuff tonight. Did you guys have any final words?
I'll
I'll take that as a no.
Fish mistake fingers as food. But,
wow, that was actually good.
Good survival
Nice.
tip.
for the
It
record,
is.
yeah, it is. Leave it at that. All right.
Okay, where can
Okay.
people find us at?
I just changed my name to FoxDie0089. Is it FoxDie? I don't even. Yeah,
My
that's it.
Okay, so
Just
you
like-
can't find Dakota on Twitter.
You can't find me at all.
But you can follow at ZTargeting 2016 on Twitter, at ZTargeting 2016 on Instagram. On Facebook, we are at ZTargeting Media. Follow that to get all the updates on when new Codec calls go up, and any other projects that we start working on, maybe in the works sooner rather than later, hopefully.
Also, let us know what you think about the new logo.
Yep.
That it should be up by this podcast, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah.
please let us know about if you think that looks good or not. What else? That's about all the housekeeping stuff. You can follow myself at LukeDollar23 on Twitter. Dakota might be at
No,
something.
I'm not available.
Okay, we'll figure out
Next.
what he is now.
Next.
and Buck
It'll be
is
in the description.
yeah, Buck is at Brow Gaming on Twitter. So that is where you can find us. Let us know what you think. Give us any feedback. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time.